Yes, the game's up and running. Ball from the middle of the ground has been picked up by North Geelong. It's gone forward from Harvey. It's gone forward, and the play shooting at the goals was they are one behind. So ball now with the fullback. Kicks out. Kennedy goes out wide, looking for Atchell, a little bit wider than him. And there it's Jared Bryant. Picks the ball up. Handball short. Doesn't hit its target. Elsie coming up. Doesn't get a clean pick up. Now the pressure comes on in the defensive end for the Blues. They are working hard to hold the ball up, which is what they need to do here. Ball still there. Umpires letting it go on. There finally comes out, heads towards the boundary line. Running towards the ball is Chalice for Winchelsea. He kicks the ball over the boundary line and will start play just outside the forward 50. So we said the only change I think from paper was Tornia out and Highland was in. I'm not too sure who's actually picked, but he is playing. So now the ball thrown back in the half-forward line. Swain up, taps the ball behind. Season mixes the ball up as he comes through the contest. De Blasio again picks up, goes looking for Elsie, gets through that contest. Reading in the race for the ball there is Kennedy. He overruns the ball. Briggy picks the ball up. Good strong tackle there by Warland. Now it's with Parker of North Geelong. Stops, props, turns, kicks, and he's pretty accurate, the young fella. Got the dreadlocks in. And he kicked his first goal there.
But the ball's back in the middle now. And Swain and Atchell go once again. Swain gets the hit out. Ball in the middle of the ground now. Winchelsea just trying to knock it forward. They do. Ball now in the hands of Chalice, who moves it forward inside 50, looking for a forward target. Can't find one. Hogarth looks like he's lining up forward for them today, which is interesting. Jed Hogarth. So North Geelong trying to rebound outside 50 now. Possible free kick to Winchelsea, and it has been played, and it will go the way of Kennedy. They try to move it on with the advantage, but the umpire says, let's bring that one back, fellas. And the free kick is actually going to
Shane Elwyn.
Shane Elwyn wearing the thing. So he moves it forward now. Kick not too flash, straight out in the path of Taylor Reynolds, but he can't quite pick it up. Continues to charge his way through. Pack forming across half-back. Swain with the arguable little throw there. Gets it off to his teammate in Bryant, who moves it forward out. Hits Parker at half-forward. Chance to move it quickly now. Does just that, sends it inside 50, looking for Elsie, but chopped off by Season across half-back.
So the ball's now changed pattern, goes straight across the ground. McFarlane out in the centre wing, picks the ball up, goes forward. Nice looking kick, and the player making the mark there is Stokes, just forward of centre wing this time. Again, the short kick over the top. McFarlane's run unwell and collected it again. Handball's back inside, goes looking for Elbin, doesn't quite pick it up, struggles to pick it up. Ball goes over the boundary line and will be thrown back into play.
Still be very tough conditions at ground level. The ball will still be very, very slippery, and the range is starting again.
There's just a little bit of a drizzle coming through now.
As soon as I said it.
So the ball now thrown back in, half forward line, tapped over the back there by Swinnerson, finds Fitzsimmons, handballs out, finds Brady Watts. Watts now kicks towards centre wing, goes towards Wall, and he's fed under the ball there by Cashel. Oh, good strong tackle there by Newgren, and umpire says it's a high tackle, and a free kick will go to Cashel. So Cashel plays on now, goes short. Finds Bryant in the centre of the ground, running plays ignored, spurns and goes out wide, looking for him to find de Blasio, goes through his hands, running onto the ball as Hutchison. Kennedy arrives there first, dives on it, probably a free kick from the back. Umpire's seen it that way, and Dave Kennedy will come up with the ball. So deep in the defence, has players back in the goal square if he wants to go to them, but he's looking inside, Wallen by himself at centre half back, he takes the mark. So he's playing in defence. Has a player now, he's looking to go wide and towards centre wing. Atchell's out there, but it's got good carry. Swanson coming up from behind. He takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes into their forward line. Kick's not good, and will only find Justin Wood for North Geelong in the true centre half-back position.
So Jonathan Wood now moves it back towards that centre wing position. Atchell just standing there and taking a relatively uncontested mark there on centre wing. Probably not the smartest kick there. So brought back across, finds a teammate in Wallen now, who'll move forward. As we said, Jed Hogarth lining it forward, but goes a bit shorter and finds Tay Highland on about 50 metres out, so he just decides to go long, looking for Hogarth, as we said, lining up at full forward, and he takes a strong mark. So Jed Hogarth will line up from about 25 metres out on an angle, but a free kick's been spotted actually, so he's not going to get a kick, but it's going to be one of his teammates that is the recipient of the free kick.
Murphy.
So Murphy.
The Surfy.
Murphy the Surfy, as Dale has called him.
Got a blonde hair.
We'll have the shot, as we said, 25 metres out. Bit of slight angle, but should kick the goal though from this position of the ground. So Rob Murphy has done just that and kicked the first goal of the day for Winchelsea.
Good for Winchelsea.
So ball back in the middle, Smain up over the top, goes to Harvey, his old holding ground out here. Handball's in, goes to Fitzsimmons, kicks towards Season, out in front, got good body. But de Blasio tries to push him off the ball, is able to do so now. Handball's back, only finds Attrell. Newman's got the handball now. Becca Newen kicks in, goes towards Stokes. Stokes doesn't take the mark. Fletcher's with him from North Geelong, picks up. Handball's wide. I don't know what he saw there, but he went straight towards the Winchelsea player. It's now in the hands of McFarlane. Rain's coming down a little bit heavier now. And the ball back towards Brady Watts, picked up there by Albin, tries to force his way through, goes back to Bryant. So both teams now making mistakes, and it's now with Fitzsimmons. Goes down, picks the ball up, gets through the contest, good strong pressure there, and Winchelsea able to turn the ball over. Hogarth this time, and it's Josh that's got the ball, and outside 50, kicks inside looking for Wallen, who's streaming down the field. Good kick, good mark. Oh, he thought about going there. Actually, I think he might have taken a couple of steps, but Matthew Wallen will now go back and shoot for goal, 25, probably 30 metres out from goal, almost directly in front.
Cal, North Geelong started very well, but as soon as it started raining, they looked to struggle just as Wallen comes in and kicks the goal. So the second of the day. So far, Winchelsea, ball back in the middle of the ground now. Swain and Attrell guard it once again. Swain with a big leap, gets it down to a teammate there in Harvey, who goes forward, finds a target. Moving on quickly now, North Geelong. Looking for Briggy, can't quite take the mark in the long sleeves today, but picked up at ground level there by a teammate in Heath. Gives it off. And North Geelong have got their second of the day.
Through Hutchison.
Courtesy of Blake Hutchison, as Callow said.
Back with the umpire in the middle of the ground. Swain up against Attrell. This time, Attrell, Swain maybe got the last punch down, goes towards the player there, and Brady Watts has his head over the ball, doesn't take possession of it, picked up by Swain. Handball goes over the top, finds Bryant, and Bryant's now out, kicks the ball long, goes towards the pocket. Briggy's in, leads in the race for the ball. It's gone long and wide, and is now over the North Geelong forward line. Kept fairly open, ball back of the contest, picked up there by Swanson, who streams out of defence, waiting for players to run. The handball goes over the top. Chalice it is with the ball, kicks the ball back in towards the centre. Partridge is where he's going to, so he needs to take the mark. The spoil comes down, picked up by Cameron Fletcher, goes left now, turns back right, kicks back to the wing. Well, kick didn't have enough depth on it, been touched in this play there by Murphy, headed towards McFarlane. Ball's now gone over the boundary line on centre wing and will be thrown back into play.
Another young player that Winchelsea have picked up, Andrew Chalice, been playing for St Albans, I believe. He's a very, very good young player, especially at junior level, so they'll be very, very happy to have him.
So the umpire tosses it back in. Hit out came from behind. Possible free kick not paid. Pack forming on centre wing as North Geelong try and knock the ball out. Can't do that. The pressure from Winchelsea is pretty good. They're trying to lock it up. Kick finally comes forward there through Brady Watts. Sticking to the boundary line, and they're trying to move it on forward here. Running into a teammate there was Fitzsimmons. And the ball is triggered over, and we'll have another throw in about 70 metres out from the North Geelong goal.
Yeah, it's very clear that Winchelsea, their whole team is sort of geared to having good motors and running very hard throughout the whole game.
Attrell and Swain guard it once again. Attrell grabs it out of the ruck, gives it off to a teammate there in Stokes, who boots it forward. But the numbers favour North Geelong. Slipping over there was the North Geelong player. No one really wants to take possession of the football. Now in the hands of Taylor Reynolds, who settles. His kick not too flashy though, turns it over. Now Jed Hogarth picks up the ball on the wing, looks to charge forward, gets the handball to a teammate. Now charging forward are Winchelsea, so they got a chance to have yet another attack. Up the back came Highland, couldn't quite take the mark. Numbers favouring North Geelong, but they can't quite get possession of the football here across half back. Scrappy looking kick that has trickled over, not quite going outside, so Winchelsea do have another chance here to score. But the mark's been taken in front of goal there by Cameron Fletcher.
So Fletcher with the ball now from back full back position, kicks out, goes towards Farland, doesn't take the mark, picked up by Swain. Handball comes out, goes towards Jarrett Bryan, clean through the middle. Long kick up, goes looking for Parker, marks on his chest. And he's out in front there. So now he turns, goes quickly to Elsie, over the top to Briggy. That's where he goes. One hand's going to be pretty tough to do that from out there today. Harvey can't pick the ball up. He's tackled. He's pressured now to run toward the boundary line. Tries to tap the ball back. Dave Keddy just standing over the top of the ball. And the ball is now dribbled up. So conditions a little bit different to what we've been playing in.
Getting very heavy.
Ball, Attrell. Gets the ball down, picked up there by Harvey of North Geelong, kicks forward towards Elsie, gets through that contest. Briggy can't take it up cleanly, gets through the contest. Susan kicks it off the ground, good play, finds McFarlane, good luck, who cares? It made the distance and made the player. Kicks out, his kick didn't have enough carry on it. Jared Bryant takes the mark. He plays on quickly, looking for options, handball over the top, he handed it straight back to McFarlane. So those two might be on a bit of a waxing situation out there. The ball now with Partridge, he can't get clear, and he's been pinged for dropping the ball. Not too sure he had a big old big chance to get rid of the ball there, but Fletcher from North Geelong has the ball in his hand, goes back towards Bryant. Now he comes back towards Swinnerson, drops the ball, has plenty of time to go back and collect it. On his right foot, drives the ball into the forward line. Atchell's going to come out.
Oh, no!
Didn't even try and take the mark, the big fella. Gets through the contest, goes towards Matheson, who's happy enough to see it go through for a rush behind.
Hands of Elliott, it looks like he kicks it out wide to Swanson, who looks to bring it back on. Risky looking kick, but finds his teammate there in Newen. So Newen now in the middle of the ground. Will look to move it on quickly. Kicks to half forward looking for Hogarth, but the kick's got a bit too much on it. And the mark's been taken across half back by North Geelong, who now moving on quickly looking for Briggy, who takes the mark on centre wing, relatively uncontested, moves it on quickly, sending forward, possibly looking for Elsie, but the numbers all with Winchelsea, but no one can quite take the mark, so Elsie's going to get a second chance of this. Numbers still favouring Winchelsea, but North Geelong fighting to keep it inside their forward 50. As the pack forms, umpire will probably come in, just giving the chance, every chance for the ball to be called to play on, and the ball has trickled now out for a boundary throw in, about 50 metres out from the North Geelong goal.
Michael Smith will be a little bit disappointed with how some of the players have gone for their marks.
Not taking the marks that they should be taking in defensive 50. Well, obviously the weather doesn't help that cause, but still need to be taking them. So the umpire throws it back in now. Swain, a natural go at it once again. Swain gets the hit out over the back to a teammate there in Hutchison, who can't quite take possession. Winchelsea now through Wallen can get away. If he can get running himself into trouble, gets the handball off. So Winchelsea a chance to run away here through Elliott. He kicks it long. Coming at the football was Hogarth. Brought it to ground level. Now in the hands of Taylor Reynolds for North Geelong, who just sends the torpedo forward. Mark not taken there by de Blasio. Ball's still deep in attacking 50 for North Geelong, so they're a chance here, but the ball has gone out for a boundary throw-in. It is out. Looking to go the drop punt, it seems. Wheels around. Misses the lot and has sent it out on the full, so it'll be a free kick. On the
Kicks the ball round the boundary line. Lead comes up from McFarlane. Didn't have quite enough carry on it, but a good interception there from Jared Bryant. The ball is punched and goes over the boundary line with the ruckman now. Ball's thrown in. Atchell gaining front position. Handball comes out. Good work to Kennedy. Picked up. Well, it's not clean pick up there by Chalice. He couldn't quite pick it up. Ends up in the hands of Swanson coming out of defence. Short kick. Goes wide. Picked up by Elbin. Goes to McFarlane, who steps round on his right foot. Tips the ball back inside. Looking for Wall and a good spoil on the ball. Ends up with Swain of North Geelong. He ducks and weaves. Oh, he can't get his foot to good contact. And a good strong tackle there. And the umpire's allowed the play to go on, headed towards the centre of the ground. Reynolds it is of North Geelong who reads that better. The kick wasn't good coming in. Goes short and will find Harvey. So Harvey from North Geelong has Parker running past, goes back on his left side, now kicks wide, goes looking for de Blasio, but too much distance or too much width on the ball.
They'll probably be up by a bit more if they were playing the right football. So the ball now thrown back inside 50, still inside North Geelong's 50, but not for long. The kick ineffective though, and the strong mark was nearly taken there by Heath, but he couldn't quite hang on to it. Elsie now inside 50, tries to shug off the tackles, and he does. Gets a handball out now to Parker, who on the left sends it forward, but the mark's taken deep in defence by Warren Atchell, who's been lively early, probably winning the ruck battle, and is getting plenty of the footy around the ground. So Atchell goes across the face of goal, looking for a teammate there in McFarlane. He struggles to pick it up, and we'll have a throw in now. Still
against de Blasio it is. Ball thrown in. Atchell gains front spot. Ball comes out the back, picked up there by Elbin. Has plenty of time on the left foot, goes long with distance, kicks out wide. Mark's dropped by Swinnerson, and that's Kane Swinnerson. Picked up there on the forward line. I think it was Stokes. Now it comes out. Brady Watt had intercepted the ball. He kicks the ball down. Now the handball comes out and finds Fletcher. North Geelong players running into each other. The kick goes short, looking for de Blasio. It might be right here. They're just trying to chip the ball around a little bit too smartly instead of using that longer option, and finding it very hard to reach targets. So the ball just inside 50 at the present time. Umpire throws ball back into play. Tapped out there by Bryant. Harvey leads in the race for the ball. Goes down, collects it. Goes by hand to Bryant. Steps around, goes on the right foot back towards the goal square. Mark there, and a good despoiling effort is from the Winchelsea, who are 2 goals straight. And we've gone 21 minutes first quarter coming off Fiend Hotel scoreboard.
So Winchelsea now moving the football back into play. Risky looking kick has been turned over, and Luke Parker's taken the mark for North Geelong. About 45 metres out, players on quickly, sending it forward. Good looking kick. Has found a teammate uncontested in the goal square, and running in to kick the open goal was Derek Fitzsimmons for North Geelong. So they get their third of the day.
Still going at it. Actually, this time, good body work. It brings the ball down, but it's picked up there by Huss in middle of the ground. Handballs back to Reynolds. Reynolds now kicks off the left. Went wide, but Parker leads in the race for the ball. Boundary line's got to win out.
Was rewarded with that squad selection.
So ball thrown back into play. Atchell taps the ball down, only as far as Elbum. Can't pick the ball up, so players now diving on it. Picked up there, I think it was Highland that jumps on the ball. Ball comes out in the hands of Wallen again. He's besieged. Players jump all over the top. Umpire says it's mine. And he's going to take possession just outside the half-forward line
Berkey, I think,
for North Geelong.
Berkey, I think Taylor Reynolds, he came from Lara, playing reserves for them last year.
Okay.
So he's only about 19.
So the ball out, thrown up by the umpire. Swain gets the hit out, but it's not terribly effective. And the Packers form once again, so the umpire will do it all over again and throw it back up. Still on that half-forward flank for. So the umpire throws it back up. Swain and Atchell guard it once again. No one can quite get the hit out. Atchell probably copped a bit of a fire there from his opposing ruckman. But Winchelsea looks to go forward, but only as far as Luke Parker, the man who's been everywhere so far. Got options up forward. Looks to utilise them quickly. The kick's risky. And a contest forms across half-back. Atchell picks it off, gives it off to Wallen. Winchelsea really trying to get it outside 50, but the pressure from North Geelong's been fantastic so far. Picked up now by that man, Taylor Reynolds. Got options inside, but ignores them. Goes forward looking for a forward target. Kick just overshoots. And the numbers favouring Winchelsea once again. So the handball there from McFarlane across half-back. Has found a teammate there in Partridge who's kicked it long, but only as far as Jared Bryant, who played on. Gives it off now back to Jordan Heath. Can't find a teammate either. The ball's around the boundary line at the moment. Free kick there, not paid for North Geelong. Stokes tries to get a handball off. Winchelsea just doing it the unfashionable way at the moment. It's effective, and the kick along the ground is looking for the boundary line. Josh Hogarth's around. Ooh. Strong tackle coming from behind and a push in the back has resulted in a Winchelsea free kick on the wing.
So the ball's picked up, plays on quickly, goes in towards centre half forward. Swinnerson, that's Brent Swinnerson, doesn't take the marks, able to go back and collect it. So now the race is on. The player that's going to lead in the race, the ball could be Hogarth. He arrives, just needs to pick the ball up now, does so. Slips,
risky.
Does the old 50-50 split. The ball's now with Brady Watts, picked up there by Hutchison with strength. Fends himself away, and the now advantage has been paid. Hutchison comes out, goes wide looking for Parker. Gets down, picks the ball up nicely. Good handball going back to find Hutchison. With the ball in his hand, kicks the ball in towards Elsie at centre half forward, goes over the top. Harvey leads in the race for the ball, picks up, kicks round the corner, and Mark Harvey, he's kicked his first goal of the afternoon, and the fourth now for the North Geelong side. The fourth.
And how good their juniors are, I guess.
So Warren Atchell has been called off with the blood rule. Bit of blood trickling out of the mouth. And coming on for him, going to restart play. Whistle has been blown, so we'll get underway once again. Swain and Partridge go at it. No one can quite get the effective hit out. Swain, though, knocks it forward to Watts, who's besieged straight away by a number of Winchelsea players. Wrapped up, and the umpire says, give it here, boys. I'll throw it up again, see if we can get this footy outside of that middle of that ground. So the umpire out, throws it back up again. Swain looking to get high. It was shepherded, apparently, by the umpire, so Swain will have the free kick in the middle of the ground. Getting instructions from the umpires and teammates. So Swain now kicks it into the man on the mark, Partridge. So not the smartest move there. Winchelsea now have a chance to move away. The kick, though, not too effective. Wallen has a stab at picking it up. Can't quite get it up. The toe poke now goes back. So Winchelsea have a chance here to get away. And they do. And the mark has been taken by Wallen on centre wing.
So Waller now, the ball centre wing, kicks the ball down, and we'll find Elliott, who's just come onto the ground. He's taken the mark, has players leaning up. Hogarth was going to, but he kicked it straight to Reynolds, who was standing on his mark. Goes looking for Hutchison. Wallen arrives, knocks the ball out of the contest, scoops it back towards Elbum. Elbum now kicks, he's smothered. Good pressure there for Fitzsimmons. Ball, so players are desperate. Fitzsimmons picks the ball up, goes long and quick, goes looking for Briggy, gets over the top. Matheson does well, gets a hand in, and we'll see the.
It's definitely more about the weather than I think Matheson's good work, in my opinion.
15-point lead to the Magpies at the moment. They've got a chance to add to it here. The ball's right in the hot spot for them, but the clearing kick has come there from McClure. Across half-back now, McFarlane will look to pick it up for Winchelsea, but elects to knock it over, so we'll have a throw in about 50 metres out from the North Geelong goal. Been impressive so far in these conditions. The Magpies have looked to adjust their game, and it's working wonders for them. So the umpire now throws it back in. Atchell back on the ground, and knocks it to a teammate in Chalice, who gives the handball off. Possible high tackle, not paid by the umpire. Winchelsea really looking to clear. They've got the numbers, and they will go now through Kennedy, who sends it long. Looking for Newen, drops the mark. Numbers now favour North Geelong. Reynolds gives it off to a teammate there in Fletcher. And they try to move it forward, the Magpies. Picked up by McFarlane. Desperate handball. Is only as far as Reynolds once again. Fitzsimmons rather. Looking for Elsey, coming out, can't quite take the mark. Misjudged that. Parker trying to pick up the football, can't. Scrappy stuff forming inside the North Geelong attacking 50. Winchelsea will get a chance to clear again. And the kick's looking for Jed Hogarth, who at the back takes a very good mark, and he's away here, Hogarth. Gives it off to Wallen, who has to spin to pick up the football. But the scrappy looking kicks probably killed that move, and it's
about to be thrown back into play. It does so now. Partridge doing the work against Swain. Swain taps it out the back door, picked up by Woods, who kicks the ball back in towards centre half forward. De Blasio in front, Season. Good fist on the ball. De Blasio tried to kick it off the ground, but Wallen puts his hand down, picks it up cleanly, goes wide looking for McFarlane, who's been excellent out in that wing today and has been clean with the ball skills. Kicks the ball further afield. Doesn't have a great carry on it. Reynolds is there, filled the hole well. Collects the ball, he just paddles the ball until he's got clear room, then picks it up, kicks the ball back inside, finds Fitzsimmons, who plays on, steams through the middle, goes looking for De Blasio again. Season arrives, ball comes down. This time Bryant kicks the ball off the ground, goes wide. Harvey doesn't attack it, but tries to pick the ball up, ends up there with the player in Swanson. His kick smothered, goes to Fletcher, gets it back again. Handball goes back to McFarlane. So McFarlane of Winchelsea kicks the ball short. Album, good hands out wide, finds Stokes. He tries to step back in, but not going to get around Brady Watts when he's got his hands on you. And the Bree kick will go to Brady Watts. So Brady Watts, true centre wing position. He's on the shoulder, I think. He had trouble with it when he's a kid, I think, from memory. He's got up though.
It was a strong tackle.
Pretty tough kid.
Easy shoulder, Dale. A good spot. He's really labouring with it. So
very unfortunate.
Teammate's going to take the free kick for him. It looks like Taylor Reynolds has got the football.
So I think the umpire's just waiting for him to move out. He's not going to come off the ground, umpire. He can start the play. So I'm not too sure what he's waiting for. Now he's called time, and the free kick goes to Reynolds. Was for Watts, but the kick goes long, looking for Parker, who's also been clean, but the boundary line is too close, and it's going to be...
So the umpire will throw it back in. Swain and Attrell resume their little war in the middle of the ground. The knockout comes forward, but only as far as the boundary line once again, so we'll have another throw in. Not too much ground gained there by the Magpies. Thrown back in. Swain gets the heavy hit out forward in front of a teammate. So North Geelong are away here. The kick is looking for Briggy, but the boundary line may be his worst enemy once again, and it is. So we'll have another throw in. Struggling to get his hands on the footy, Paul Briggy, who we saw has been in tremendous form so far, leading the goal kicking in the GDFL at the moment after 7 rounds of football. So the umpire throws it back in. Attrell and De Blasio it is that go at it. Clearing kick coming from Kennedy for Winchelsea. So there's a foot race on now across half forward for North Geelong. The ball has been picked up there by the North Geelong player, but only as far as Chalice, who will look to move it on quickly now. Gives the handball off, gets it back. Streaming down the wing now is Chalice. Low kick, finds a teammate on centre wing.
I think it's Trent McClure out there. The ball's... something's happened there. The umpire's called for...
50
Tench, I think it is with the ball now. He can kick a ball a long way, so it's not without a chance here. So Tench lines up. Nice looking kick off the boot. Going to go across the face of goal and through for a minor score. So 2 goals, 1 now to Winchelsea.
So the ball now brought back in by Reynolds. Finds a teammate in Fitzsimmons across about 40 metres out from the Winchelsea goal. He looks to move it on quickly, looking for Swain, but Hogarth's here. Probably shouldn't kick to him. So contest now between Swain and Hogarth on the quarter time siren as Jed Hogarth just gives Swain a shove in the ground. A little bit of a niggle, but soon rubbed out. So as we said, at quarter time, North Geelong in front, 4 goals, 3, 27. Commanding position over Winchelsea at the moment, or 2 goals, 1, 13.